Twice save a life.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Motorcycles are everywhere.
Motorcycles are everywhere, exactly. And it's like,
Hang on, time out.
Yeah.
Just real quick. I think there's way too many exclamation points on the motorcycles are everywhere sign. There's way too many.
But they are everywhere.
They are.
You only need one. Motorcycles are everywhere. It'd be a much better sign if it just said motorcycles are everywhere, exclamation point. But when you read it, because there's 5 exclamation points. I think there's 5. And it says, motorcycles are everywhere! Like, that's how you read it.
All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 34 of the Popboyz, where you ain't a pop boy till you pop.
Boy.
I am joined to my right by my brother Dan.
What's up, guys?
And I am joined to my left by John Simpkins.
What's happening?
How's everybody doing?
I think we're good. I think we're like...
I'm going to say it. We feel off today.
We're tired. Are we tired?
Something's off. Something's off. This is the off cast. I can already tell.
Is this going to be like a lost tape?
Yeah, if you're listening right now, you might want to shut it off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Straight up.
No.
Straight up.
Oh my god.
It has that feeling. I'm like, I feel like if this was a NBA Finals game, this is the one we get blown out in.
Come on.
It feels like it.
You know what
I'm just not feeling the vibe in the locker room.
Yesterday, you came in and you're like, guys?
Wait, who are you talking to, me or Dan?
Pat.
I said this? Okay.
Yesterday.
All
you
right.
came in, you're like, you know what? I think we turned the corner. It's springtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And
summer.
then
I'm on to summer.
Oh, you're summer now?
Or summertime.
Oh, yeah.
No,
that's
it's
what
not summer
That
yet.
is that's what I'm calling it now. It's summer now.
But I woke up this
No,
morning and it
it's
was
not.
30 degrees outside.
Stop, John. It's gonna get up to almost 60. You sound like my wife. My wife, I said to her the other day, I said, we turned the corner, we're on to summer. She goes, tomorrow it's gonna be 58. I was like, okay, it's New England, babe. It's gonna be 58 in June. So get ready for that.
I don't know if June's really the summer either.
Let me read what
Technically not.
Let me read what we got here, and you tell me if this is not summer vibes. Today, 59 sunny. Tomorrow, 63. Thursday, 70. 72. 73. 61. 57. Come on, that's summer.
That's not summer. That's just spring.
Get happy
Some
about
really
something.
nice spring weather.
Today's 59 sunny. That's spring. That's vintage spring.
No, but spring. There is no spring in New
You're
England.
just acting like it doesn't exist.
It does not exist in New England. Spring does not
It
exist.
does a little bit.
Not on the Cape.
We get a little window.
So you're saying we're in our 2-week window, and then because Memorial Day is coming, you
Yeah.
guys aren't going to put summer on Memorial Day? It's
Summer
official.
Memorial Day is the start of summer.
So we got 2.5 weeks of spring.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's about it. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I just
But at
turned it
least
right
it's
on to
something.
summer.
You go right from winter to summer?
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. Spring is
too fast.
Spring's a myth.
Because then if you're doing that, then by rule, then there's no fall.
Well, that's just crazy talk.
Fall's the
I
best month.
agree. Fall is the best.
How long does fall go? I think fall goes already into into
September.
December.
Starts September.
September till November.
I think
Sometime.
it goes almost right to Christmas.
Yeah. I do
I honestly think it's September to Christmas
Yeah, definitely.
is
'cause-
the feel of, and then winter is like after Christmas until like a week from
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah. I don't know. We always go right when Thanksgiving's done, Christmas.
Oh, I agree. You go into celebrating it, but as far as the weather, you're
See-
usually getting like 50 to
Yeah,
degrees.
exactly.
The weather still is
I think that's why Christmas is awesome too, because it's like it's usually not like bitter cold yet.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
still like kind of fall-ish weather.
We did get a little snow on Christmas this year. That was like all the snow we got.
Yeah.
I think I'm done with and this is not like a climate change type thing conversation.
Oh boy.
I think I'm done with people being like, yeah, it's going to be a bad winter.
Oh,
You don't freaking know.
they're lying.
You don't know.
Every time.
Everyone says it's it's going to be bad every single year. When was the last time we had like a bad winter?
10 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was 2015.
Yeah. Yeah. We got like
2015,
5
got
feet.
smacked. I can't remember.
2015 up in Boston was ungodly amount of snow.
Yeah, it was a ton.
And that was the one winter I was like, yeah, they were right. We got killed. But they say it every single year. Oh, it's supposed to be like,
Oh,
what do you mean it's
watch for-
supposed to? Like,
Watch for the acorns.
Well, you
yeah,
gotta-
the Farmer's Almanac
Yeah,
or
you gotta-
something.
the
Screw
farmer-
those people.
They're
The
liars.
Farmer's Almanac is true.
No, it's
All right,
not.
So what
It's
is
no
not.
way.
Look, Andrew, look up what the Farmer's Almanac says about this year, and let's,
Which part of it?
The-
The
well-
summer?
Yeah, we'll see. What did it say about the winter? Maybe it said mild winter.
No, every single year it's like, yeah, it's supposed to be a really bad winter.
Killed this year.
Yeah, but that's also
Like,
that's
you
what
don't
I like to hear.
freaking know.
That's what I like to hear. Then if it's not bad, you're good.
Wait, what do you want to hear for the summer? Or?
What was the prediction for the 2022/2023 winter
And also,
from the Farmer's Almanac?
how do they know the entire world?
They don't. They're
Yeah.
wrong. They're just always wrong.
Wow. I'm sorry, farmers, if you're listening to this.
We just lost all of our farmer.
He doesn't know what he
You're
says.
gonna hate. You're gonna hate this. It says winter will be warmer than normal.
Wow.
Wow.
Exactly what we got.
Proven
Hey,
wrong.
All right, go back another year. Go back another year. What was the prediction? And wait, is that
That was for 2022.
all right?
2023.
Give me
They must have
2021,
updated it.
2022. Yeah.
Yeah,
They updated it after.
That's what I bet they are doing.
Yeah.
All right.
It's pretty smart.
They said it was gonna be a frosty flip flop winter. For
What the hell does that
Frosty
mean?
flip-flop.
I
Screw
don't know, and
these
it
guys.
says, and that's what we got. So I don't-
Yeah, it was frosty and it was flip floppy. I don't think anybody can argue with that.
Screw these guys.
You're just walking outside.
Yeah.
They're like, "What's it going to be like today?" It's like probably flip floppy. That's the way
Yeah.
I felt all in 2021.
I'm done. I'm done with the.
What do they say for the summer, Andrew? What do we got on?
Do
deck?
they give predictions for the summer? I
Oh,
think
yeah.
they're just winter based.
No,
No,
there-
they
I
go all
think
year
there's
round.
one for the summer. The summer
on.
this
No
year.
wet, no
the
wet,
first
no
one I
wet.
had seen, it said
No way.
warmer than normal.
Ooh,
I hate warmer than normal.
but you don't believe in it. See, they sucked you back.
They
in.
do. That's why I hate
They
them.
got you right back. They
'Cause
were,
last year we got no rain.
Dan, you can't hear yourself in your headphones, but when you're like yelling,
Am I yelling?
it's like deafening me. my eardrums
I'm okay with that
are
actually.
exploding.
What's interesting to note is I think it's only the receiver of the headphones that plays it back, because in the computer, like
It's fine.
it doesn't sound that bad.
All right,
It's
yeah.
only like ear piercing for us.
I'm totally fine. I can barely hear. Wow. Well,
Warmer than normal.
what's normal? What do you think the average temperature on Cape Cod is?
78 in the summer.
78?
Yeah. I'd go
What is that? Is that
78.
John? 78. What's the perfect temperature?
72.
I'd say right around the 70 mark.
Dan likes it cold.
68.
I like 68.
Yeah.
Do you guys want the numbers?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it changes month to month, but for May it's 63 on the higher side. June is 72. July 79. August 78.
All right.
How's that? I was right.
So let's start tracking. It's supposed to be warmer than normal.
So every day we're going to figure it out. We're going to average
Those are the
Yeah.
average highs.
average highs.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you got for average lows?
Who cares about the average lows?
Well, I want to know where my range is at, because then you got to average the averages.
I bet like
No. We're just going off the high. The farmers say it's going to be warmer than normal.
So we should see at least a 1 degree uptick
Yep, for them to be correct.
of all
Of
the
all
highs.
averages are
So
all high
in July they
averages.
should be 79. In August it should be 80.
Yeah, I think it's the flip flop, but yeah.
Well, no, the flip flop year was
It
in
actually was a
2021.
flip flop.
I don't know.
Alright.
I don't know what's heads or tails anymore.
No.
All right. So good almanac talk. Moving into some business stuff. Again, try not to be too Groundhog Day. We got the plumbers came in. What was that, last Friday? Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, just like trying to figure out like parts lists and stuff to get.
Yep.
Electrician's gonna start soon.
equipment got ordered for the most part.
Equipment, we have maybe the biggest sink that's ever been made.
Yeah. So Dan and I had
It's a nice
a
sink.
yeah. We we had a sink controversy.
A sink off.
A
Sink off.
Yep. And I don't know who won. John won.
We all lost. We all lost.
Yeah. So Dan wanted a specific sink. What'd you want? Like a 17-inch by 17-inch?
I was looking for it was the sinks that we have in our popcorn stores are very small. They're small for a reason because you don't have to do as much other plumbing stuff, yada yada yada. So they're small, and we just wash popcorn scoops in it and stuff. So it's not the biggest deal. Now, as we're doing the whole like production facility in the back, I've been hearing complaints for the past 5 years about our sinks being too small. I think they're okay, but whatever. I said, all right, I will almost double the size of them and get a larger sink. So to a 91-inch sink. I went to order the sink, and as I was clicking like checkout, proceed to order, Pat walks in. Mind you that the design and the sink size has been in place for the past 4 or 5 months. Pat walks in at the 11th and a half hour as I'm clicking buy and says, "Hey, I think you think that's going to be big enough?"
That's all I said.
That's not all you
That's
said.
all I said. I rolled a grenade into the room, said, "You think that's going to be big enough?" I said, "You and John figure it out.
That's not how it went.
Go."
And then he went
Pick it back up.
on a soapbox and basically wrote a whole speech on like how big the sink should be. And I was like, okay. So I found the biggest sink that the company sells.
Literally the
and
biggest.
I bought that. It's 106 inches.
It's the size of a casket for a large
It's
man.
106 inches. Everybody at home, go find a tape measure and walk out 106 inches. That's how big our sink is.
Yeah. It's
It's
yeah,
pretty
It's
awesome.
comically big.
It's a 3-bay sink, and it almost each one of them is the size of a bathtub.
Yeah,
Each one
each
of the
bay.
bays.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's my new ice bath.
Yep.
So anyway, the sink came in, just more like tables and stuff. All the tables and chairs are ordered. We picked up some other chairs for the outside.
Yeah, we went and picked up some chairs from a local restaurateur over in Sandwich. And I asked him, I said, he's got like 3 restaurants, 3 or 4. I said, "Hey, you got any advice?" He's like, "Not really, other than don't get into the business." I was like, all right, good.
Thanks.
We're
See ya.
already neck deep.
Yep. So that was good. That was fun. Boardwalk came.
Yeah, the boards are in.
We're gonna install that soon. Hopefully towards the end of this week.
CNC machine.
CNC machine is coming. Half of it came yesterday. The other half's coming today. Hopefully. Start testing that out.
We're starting to like do up the menu.
Yep.
Get that all organized and get some pictures and stuff.
Yep.
We're starting to get on social media for the Need and Not.
Yeah. Go
Pretzels.
and follow Need and Not Pretzel Company on Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah. We got to order T-shirts too,
Yeah.
like staff shirts.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we're starting to figure out like logos and stuff like that for the beer garden itself. But we'll need shirts for like Need and Not and shirts for the beer garden.
Yeah.
I guess that's the question. I mean, there's a little peek behind the curtain, but like, are the Need and Not people in the truck going to be wearing Need and Not shirts? And are the like bartenders and food runners going to be wearing Smith Family Beer Garden shirts?
Why not? I don't know.
I guess.
Yeah, the only why not is because then you have to design 2 shirts
Yeah.
versus having 1 shirt that's just universal.
Yeah. The other why not is like if someone comes to work and it's like, hey, we're getting crushed in the food truck and we need a hand. It's like, well, you got to go grab another shirt or something like that.
Yeah, but would we care that much?
Probably not.
No. Be another, source of advertisement.
Yep. Yeah, I think we
that's-
start
yeah.
off basic for shirts, like basically something like this for
Mhm.
both shirts. And we get food truck ones and beer garden ones. I think all the runners and everything just wear the beer garden shirts.
Yeah.
And everybody who's like in the truck gets a need not shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
and then I mean, people love buying T-shirts and stuff too.
Yep.
This will be good for like merch.
Yep.
Could be good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, this is like what all of our conversations are.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Sure could.
All right. So, do we want to move on to an Am I the A-hole?
Yeah.
All right.
Am I the a-hole for not wanting to be woken up in the middle of the night to make my husband food or rub him? Lately, my husband has been waking me up between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. because he is hungry or wants a back rub. Or because he's hungry or wants a rub, in parentheses, back or arm. I hate being woken up when I'm sleeping. Last time he woke me up by poking me until I woke up. It's not hard, just insistent. I hate being woken up when I'm deep asleep. I told him he needs to not make a habit of it, because if he wants a snack in the middle of the night, he can get it himself, and if he wants a rub, he should have asked before we went to bed. He thinks I am the a-hole because I don't drive, and he has to wake up and bring me to work every day, Monday through Friday, at 7:15 a.m. I tried to say, waking up after 8 full hours is different than being woken up in the middle of the night. I can usually fall back asleep fast after, but sometimes, like tonight, I have trouble. He said it's because his back hurts, etc. He wants a rub to fall back asleep, and he didn't tell me that until tonight. I also sometimes wake him up snoring. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to wake up in the middle of the night to make him a snack or give him a rub when he has to wake up to take me to work in the morning?
God, that's a little crazy. No, I don't think she's the a-hole. No. I just,
You think she should be able to sleep through the night?
yeah,
She should be allowed.
yeah, absolutely. She can go make her own. Or he can go make his own little snack. And maybe she get one of those, like, little massage guns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of a way that I can, in good faith, take the other side of the argument. Like I'm trying to think. I mean, yeah, he drives her, but like I think the only way, man, this could sound bad. The only way that I could see her being the a-hole is if she is just a stay-at-home wife. No
Yeah,
kids.
that did sound bad.
Oh,
No, not a stay-at-home mom.
I didn't say that.
I just-
I didn't say that, honey.
not a stay-at-home mom, but if literally all.
Well, I don't think so, because I think being a stay-at-home mom is the hardest job you can have. That's the way I think.
A stay-at-home wife, a stay-at-home spouse. I think if you're a stay-at-home spouse and your other spouse they go to work and you stay home and kind of you have the day to yourself, I think that if they wake you up in the middle of the night and they say, "Hey, can you please like give me a massage? My back hurts." You're on call.
I'm actually okay with that too.
Like you got.
I'm okay with that too.
Like you gotta step. Like if that's all I had to do. If my wife was like, I go to work, she had a job, she does everything. I mean, I don't think it would be a tough way to live. And all I had to do is be a stay-at-home husband. And then in the middle of the night, she was like, "Hey, I really need a back rub," and she woke me up, knowing that she was gonna get up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, go to work, and I was gonna lay in bed until 10, 11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's the only way I could see it. But she's getting up and going to work just because she's being driven there by him because she doesn't drive. Like,
Come on.
Yeah,
come on.
He's the a-hole.
How much are you guys eating overnight?
Very little.
Nothing.
Like overnight, as in like 1 to 3
You're
o'clock in the morning.
sleeping.
and waking
You wake
up.
up at, this said, he wanted, there's a few edits to like people who ask questions. she said, yeah, this just started about a week ago. I didn't do it every time, but last night he wanted me to microwave his leftovers at 3 a.m.
Wow. That's crazy.
How often are you guys doing that?
Never.
Where you
Never.
wake up from like a deep sleep at 3 and are like,
Oh,
starving.
man. I want that burrito from last night.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say I've never wanted it, but I'm never going through the effort of doing it.
I don't think I've ever done it.
No.
I don't know that I've ever. There was one time. I actually did. I woke up starving, and I went out, and it was like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I made the biggest. This is like a fever dream now that I'm like recalling it. I made the
He
biggest
actually does this every night.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I did the double stack.
Oh, wow.
The Big Mac,
I
Big
must
Mac
have been, like
stack?
dream. Yes, yeah. I did.
3 pieces of bread?
I think I did. Yeah, 3 pieces of bread.
Wow.
What a weird thing.
That's crazy.
And I couldn't eat it fast enough.
That is unreal.
I'm telling you, it was like a fever dream. Now that I like repress that memory, but it definitely happened.
And you made your wife make it for you.
Right, and that's how she made it.
As is tradition.
Yeah, he's got to be the a-hole.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
It's different.
It's crazy to wake up and be like, I need to eat, and then if that does happen, I feel like that's something you want to just kind of like keep to yourself. Where you're just like, yeah, I just had to like pound a few slices of pizza at 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like, hey, can you get up and go heat me up some pizza?
Burrito. Yeah. I have a real problem too. Gosh, this is gonna be tough. I have a real
boy.
problem with adults that cannot manage their level of hunger. Have we talked about this? I can't remember if we've talked about it. We might have
No.
already. But like I can't stand when people are like I'm so hungry. I have to eat right now. I remember one time I was
Hangry? Are we talking to hangry people?
yeah, like hangry, or they kind of like make it use it as an excuse for everything, and it's like, come on, like look at all of it. Like, you can go without a meal for a few seconds. Like
I have a friend
a week?
I have a friend that gets hangry. That I won't say his or her name, but it starts with a B, and it rhymes with Mendon.
All right.
His last name starts with a G, and it rhymes with rigatoni. I'm not going to say his name, though. But he is known. It's Brendan Gattoni. He's known to get, like, hangry.
really,
Hangry.
Oh, no.
Where it's like, dude, like, relax. Like, we've been on trips with him where he's just like, yeah, well, like, where do we want to go to eat? It's like, oh, I don't know. We can go here. He always picks sushi. I'm not a big sushi eater, but whatever. I'll go along and I'll get like a rice bowl or something. No big deal. And but if it's not like leaving that like second to go get the sushi, he'll just like get in the car and just drive.
he'll just take
Whether
off.
you're in the car or not.
Oh, no.
He's a lunatic.
Oh.
He's a lunatic.
I remember one of the biggest fights I had with my wife when before we were married. Even we were driving somewhere and we'd drive in the car and she'd be like, "Hey, stop! I want to get some food." And I passed like the stops off the highway. I passed probably like 3 of them, and I was like, "I don't want to hit New York traffic. Like, let's just get on the other side of New York." Like, and she's like, "No, I want to eat. I need to eat." I'm like, "You're an adult. Like, just suck it up. Like, we gotta get through. Like, we're gonna get through." And she was just like, she didn't talk to me for like the
Silent treatment in the
Yeah.
car is
Like,
always so
worst.
annoying.
2.5 hours.
awkward.
And
Yep.
she's like, how could you say it to me? I'm an adult. It's like, come on, it's food. You can go. You could not eat. You cannot eat for 7 days. You cannot eat for 21 days.
Yeah.
Like, you're fine. Just it's a few hours. Like, I'm hungry right now.
Yeah.
I'll go drink some water. It'll pass. You'll live.
Yep.
Yeah, it does suck, though, when you're super hungry. Nothing worse than that stomach pain that you get. It's like, oh, man. But lately, ever since you didn't eat for a week, if I'm starving, I think I'm like, it could be a whole week.
It could be worse.
Could be way worse.
Yeah. And and for the record, my stomach is literally grumbling so loud right now that I feel like it can get picked up on the mic.
The only time I get it is like, you ever get like your hands get shaky when you're really hungry?
Yeah.
That's the only time that it gets annoying for me, that I'm like, I just have to like put some substance in my body. And it doesn't need to be a whole meal or something. It's like, just give me a granola bar and then I'm good for another like few hours. But
This reminds me of another thing too. How do you guys feel about bad moods? Like when somebody says, they're like, "Hey, I'm sorry.
I'm in a bad mood."
I'm in a bad mood." It's like do you ever say that?
I've never said it. I don't know. Maybe
Walk down the road, Dan.
I
You're
don't.
in a safe place.
I don't know.
I've said it.
Said it.
Yeah. Like
You
to
just
the
get in
kids.
bad moods?
Like if I'm like doing a million things and the kids are like going crazy, I'm like, and I like flip out or get upset, like a little bit after, I'll be like, "Sorry guys, I was in a bad mood."
No, yeah, I don't think I do that. I usually just say in the moment of just like, or like, recently I was like just hang on. I'm super stressed right now. I have a lot of stuff going on right now, so like let me just figure this out. Because basically I'm here all day, and then I get home, I have like a half hour to eat, and then I'm on my computer ordering or designing stuff, and it's just kind of like until I fall asleep at midnight or 1. And it's now with the kid, it's like, well, here's the bottle, like, and I'm like, okay, well now
Your
I
turn.
can't. Yeah, I get it. I have to do this stuff and change diapers and stuff like that, but like it's taken away from the work that I still need to do. So like the half hour, 45 minutes, hour that it takes me to get this baby to put this liquid in her body, I now am up for that much longer overnight. So I've done that where I'm just like,
Just give me a second.
it's not, I don't think I've ever said I'm in a really bad mood,
yeah.
because I think I just have a very stoic, flatline mood that I'm just always in. I never get in good moods. I never get in bad moods. So I think I'm just there. But sometimes I get like stress when just people are constantly like, "Hey, what about this? What about this? When's Poseidon coming? When's the boardwalk coming? When's this? What's this?" Like, I don't know. I'm going
You're
as
the
fast
man
as
with
I
all the
can.
answers.
I'm going as fast as I possibly can. And whenever we reach the finish line, that's where it is. So I get basically questions like pitter pattered at me all day, which I'm okay with. I understand the role that I'm in, but then I pull up to my driveway, get out of the car, and then get peppered with the same questions, and then also like, and then here's the bottle and diapers and baby and all. I'm just like, geez Louise. So I think it's more of like a stress level thing, not like I'm in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Do you get in bad moods?
No, I mean, I'm with you. Like, I've never really said that, but I used to hang around with people. Like, I remember when I met my wife at the beginning, she'd just say something like, she's like, I'm just in a bad mood. And I, like, early on in our relationship, and I'm like, and I remember saying to her, I'd be like, well, get yourself out of it. Like, again, you're an adult. Like, stop. But now I do agree with you, Dan. Like, I do feel like I get those moments where, like, I notice it where I'm kind of like, I'm zoned out.
Oh yeah.
Where I'm just like, I'm thinking about things and the kids are talking to me and I'm trying to respond to something with like coaching, and then I'm trying to respond to emails for work, and then I'm just completely zoned out and I'm kind of yesing the kids.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden something happens and I kind of get snapped back into it, and I get a little bit like testy, and then I just have to realize, like, I'm like, oh, I'm not in a bad mood, because I'm like, I always realize that I can change it, but I kind of see myself, I'm like, oh, wow, I was disconnected, and then when I got snapped back into it, like, all the other things I was thinking about just kind of like hit me all at once.
Yeah, it's the whole like multitasking
Yeah,
thing.
just so much going on at once.
Yeah.
But like, you ever heard my whole thing about the multitasking?
It's not real.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Do you know this, John?
I don't know. Let me
So
know.
like, it's impossible for a human to multitask.
They think
So when
they
people think that they can, and they put it on job interviews and applications and things like that, I'm a great multitasker. It's physically impossible for the human brain to multitask. The only reason that multitask is a phrase is from computers. So early computers could pretty much just focus on one task at a time. So you have this window open and you're typing a document onto it and it can focus on that. And then there was a breakthrough in like the early 2000s that computers could now multitask. So while you're typing in a Word document, it could also refresh something else on the internet and notifications can pop up and it's literally multitasking. So people started advertising their computers as, oh, it's great at multitasking. And humans started saying, oh, yeah, I'm great at multitasking too. It's physically impossible for your brain to concentrate on two separate things at the same time. You can do something while also like having ideas of like doing another thing at the same time, or like something can be running at the same time while you're focusing on something else, but your brain can't physically concentrate on two things at one time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what do you call it?
I don't call it anything. I just like, I need to focus on this. And while someone is chirping at me, just trying to tell me something, it's kind of just like, hang on.
Just push it away.
Like I can only do this one thing and then I'll focus on this.
Did you guys ever see the
Interesting.
show where it was men versus women and they used to have to do tasks against each other? There was like a show where it would kind of
Fear
be these,
Factor?
Brain games?
I can't remember if it was Brain Games. It might have been Brain Games. But it was usually like men versus women, and then it like, you know, the men had to like pack a car and then the women had to pack a car, and it showed how much
Brain games.
Was it Brain Games?
Heck yeah.
And it showed how like the men were better at this, and then the women would have to do like I forget, it was like almost like multitasking, but it wasn't exactly that, but they were much better at these other situations. It
Yeah.
was super interesting. And it always worked out. I think that's why the game stopped, because they were just like, okay, the men always win this game and the women always win this game.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We got a topic?
All right, what do we got on topics? Topics on deck.
Are you guys friends with your neighbors?
I am becoming friends with one of my neighbors.
The neighbor I'm thinking of?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm becoming friends with him. We know our neighbors, but I feel like it's always a slippery slope, because if you become friends and then you aren't friends anymore.
They're just always
Super
there.
awkward.
Yep.
Can't get rid of them.
Right. That's why I don't have any friends at work.
Yeah.
Right.
Or people that I like.
Yeah.
Are you friends with your neighbors?
No. So we're friendly with our neighbor across the street, but people next to us, I think it's like a summer home.
Mm-hmm.
But no, so 2 times. So when we used to live in our apartment, we had a really good neighbor, and there was these people that went fishing, and like every night they'd come over, bring me fish, clams, whatever, and the guy would have a beer, crack it open, we'd drink a beer, and he was a cool guy. Taught me how to use my turkey fry later one year. So like Thanksgiving, he was out doing his, and I was trying to figure out mine. He was out helping me. So I've had good neighbors, but these neighbors I don't really chat with.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. It's a bummer.
It is.
It's like an American suburb thing that I don't think.
Things are different, like, compared to like when we were kids, because of what goes on. I mean, at least for kids, like
I think that's how you become real friends with your neighbors, though.
with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the kids hang out, and you're kind of like, all right, guess we're hanging out.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. I want a block party.
Throw one.
I think I might.
Yeah?
No, probably not. But but I would love to go to one.
You have a great neighbor that's a great customer of ours. She's the best.
I saw her the other day.
She's awesome.
I saw her 2 days ago.
I love
walked
her.
by and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" I was walking down to Off the Grid, and she was there.
Oh, you walked off the grid?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Nice.
And but I look like a psycho. Everyone stops and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Where are you going?
Like,
You don't have a
walking.
license?
Yeah, I forget. But I stopped him like, "Hey, what's up?" and she definitely didn't recognize me, and then saw the shirt, and I was like, she's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" She's like, "Are you just walking?" Like, no, I'm walking off the grid.
That's a suburb thing, yeah.
Yeah. So
What are you doing?
yeah. I don't know. I think I used to work with someone who was from the Middle East, and she said that it was a totally normal thing for like a neighbor or a friend to just come over uninvited at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And just come over and be like, "Yeah, I'm hanging out."
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
That's so weird.
That's so aggressive.
And she was like, "Yeah, it was great because I got to see my friend." Like, I don't know.
That's pushing
I don't know if that's
it.
the open door
I'm
policy.
friends with John. John's showing up at 10 p.m. Like, dude.
I'm Dan's brother. I don't think I would show up at 10
But I don't
p.m.
know if that's like our culture. I don't know. It's kind of nice about having like something spontaneous about it.
Yeah.
I feel like Americans, at least like in the bubble that I know, are so like planned out of like, we are getting together
Yeah.
at this hour, from this hour to this hour on this date, and you will bring this, and you will bring this. It's like, I don't know.
One of my favorite childhood memories, there's a very friendly police officer in Sandwich. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Lives in my neighborhood, and in the summers growing up, he would just spontaneously throw cookouts, and like the entire neighborhood would go, and it was like mutually understood that like, yeah, you bring something, and like it was awesome.
Just roll
all
up.
the kids, like
Yeah.
it was
Like a good block party. It's like,
yeah.
this is sweet.
That's cool.
This is fun.
Mm.
Some guys just like got the grill going, just hanging out. Come by when you can.
First thing my neighbor told me when we moved, we throw awesome block parties.
You do?
No, not me. The people across
Oh.
the street. We still haven't had one.
Oh my god!
I know. They were like talking it up, like it was like a regular thing. I'm like, I love block parties. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, come to think of it, it was probably a couple years ago. One of my neighbors did have a party, and I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I want to try to make it because it's like there's rare opportunities that you're going to get to see everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually take all of this back. I'm pretty friendly with a lot of my neighbors.
Wow.
So a bunch of them have kids, and so I know a lot of them through the kids.
Right.
Like, I have neighbors that go to school, have kids that go to preschool with my kids. I have, some twins down the street that are in my older one's grade. Like, and
You're friends with the whole neighborhood.
yeah, we went to.
Other than the guy that threw some trash in your yard.
that was a very specific piece of trash.
We got that. but
Yeah,
We'll have to cut that.
that is.
We'll tell you after.
All right.
Oh my god. But yeah, so I was at a party and it was funny. We were at a birthday party for one of the kids that, the couple that lives on my street, and they were like, "Oh, all the people were there." They were like, "Oh, we all live on the same street." And I like looked around. I'm like, "Hey, whoa, yeah." And then I met a few more people. I'm like, "Oh man, this is crazy."
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. There's
But
something
I gotta
nice
throw the
about
party.
like,
I'm with you.
yeah, we just got to get to a point that we have some days off that it's just like, all right, throwing a party, and come bring something if you want. If not, I got the grill going. Whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, I don't know. There's something nice about having neighbors that you like. Hey, what's up, Judy? Hey,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'd have there's like we had a group of like 3 families that always threw cookouts when we lived in Canterbury, and it was the best. You'd go, you'd swim in the pool, you'd eat, run outside at night, play manhunt all night. It was like, man, it's the best. You get like 30 kids going, and
I
it
would
was
kill to play a
insane.
game of manhunt.
Oh, me too. Bring it back.
Yeah.
That's what you should start doing with all the adults.
Adult manhunt?
Yeah. Just chasing
Yeah.
some guy, some overweight guy trying to run down the street. Just tackling him into a yard.
Yeah. All right.
Good times.
Yeah. What do you got, John? You got anything?
Yeah. So when I was driving, well, I don't want to like ruffle any feathers or get anyone upset, but so
Going controversy.
all right. So when I was driving to Disney and driving home, obviously, like you notice when you're driving, you start seeing all the signs, reading the signs, and a lot of the signs were geared towards motorcycles. And hey, watch out for motorcycles, be safe, you know, like they all said something different. But
Look twice, save a life.
yeah, like stuff like that.
Motorcycles are everywhere.
Motorcycles are everywhere, exactly. And it's like
Hang on, time out.
Yeah.
Just real quick. I think there's way too many exclamation points on the motorcycles are everywhere sign. There's way too many.
But they are everywhere.
They are.
You only need one. Motorcycles are everywhere. It'd be a much better sign if it just said motorcycles are everywhere, exclamation point. But when you read it, because there's 5 exclamation points. I think there's 5. And it says, motorcycles are everywhere. Like, that's how you read it. And it almost sounds like you're angry that there's motorcycles are everywhere. That's how I always read it. I'm like, why are they so mad that motorcycles are everywhere?
Yeah. Why are you so mad?
We're just having fun.
Go on.
So, obviously, like, I see the signs, and I'm like, okay, like,
It opens up your eyes.
yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna like ride a motorcycle's butt, or I'm not like I'm gonna be watching my mirrors, but I've noticed like a lot of motorcycle riders, they ride like boneheads. Like, you know, one thing I can't stand. I can't stand when there's traffic and there's a lane in the middle, like the line in the middle, and they hit the line and they just rip it all the way through.
Yeah.
And it's like, what if somebody's like not paying attention and by accidentally like turns their car over and like you swipe and hit the mirror? It's like
motorcycles are everywhere.
Yeah, motorcycles are everywhere.
You gotta be careful.
it's just so
But
like,
but it would
so
be on
dangerous.
the motorcycle.
Yeah.
The other day, I almost hit somebody on a motorcycle.
Oh man, that's so scary.
Yeah, they were like 4 or 5 of them. So I'm coming down, you know, I'm driving home and I'm on the highway and I look behind me and there's like 5 people on motorcycles right behind me, like crotch rockets, and they're like up on me. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I could get over into the right-hand lane. I'd pass the person that I was trying to get past. So I throw my blinker, click back over, go. So there's 5 of them behind me. 4 go. They like, whee, like take off, right? And so there's another car that I'm coming up on, and I'm like, oh, I want to shift back over. And it's not like I counted exactly that there were 5. I look in the mirror. There's nothing in my mirror. I go to start to switch, and as I look over, there's a guy on a motorcycle like right next to me, and I'm like, oops. Like, and it wasn't like I went far. I didn't do it quick. I kind of did it slow because I was a little like, you know, look twice, save a life. So I was kind of like doing it slow. But at that minute, I was like, oh my God, if I did that any faster, that man does not exist anymore.
Man,
They are picking him up.
they're
in
so
a
hidden.
shop vac.
It's so like if they're like at a certain angle, like behind you, you can't see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is scary. This might ruffle some feathers, but I feel so strongly about it that I don't care.
Oof.
It happens a lot with loud motorcycles and just, I don't know if I've said this on the cast yet, but loud motorcycles and loud cars in general, loud exhausts, sound systems aren't as bad. It's mostly like exhausts. You're annoying as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Please stop. No one thinks it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's laughing at you, not with you. They don't think you're cool, and everyone is really annoyed with you.
I mean, have you seen the studies? It's really bad for you to hear that, to hear a spike of a sound like that. There's been studies that, I forget what I was watching one time, was this, like, report basically that loud motorcycles or loud cars, or, you know, when you're eating outside and they drive past, it does something in your body where it almost like spikes the fight or flight response. And so it gives you that kind of like that dump of, I don't know if it's like adrenaline or whatever, but it's really bad for your system to kind of get that consistent dump. So, you know, those vehicles that do have those are, you know, it's not great. And I'm sure there's some motorcycle people on the other side that'll say, you got to have it loud so that people know where you are.
Coming.
That's kind of like their, loud pipes save lives.
Why don't you just get
You're
like a
annoying
cool
as hell.
horn?
You're annoying as hell. Please stop.
That's one thing I will say is that I do know that at least like on race bikes, they'll like redline it as a way of like letting you know like, hey, don't move over. Like
Right.
I'm in your blind spot or something like that.
Yeah.
So there is sometimes a purpose, but usually it's to be loud.
It's the
Yeah.
Rev Club.
Yeah, I don't know. I think so. Then, what's the excuse for cars?
Because it sounds sick.
Yeah. See, that's what I think people think, and it's so annoying. It's like that's got to be my biggest pet peeve.
All right, so where are you guys at on loud music in the cars?
I don't need it. Like through high school, it's like, yeah, throw it on.
You bump.
But like nowadays, my car is silent. I wear headphones all the time.
What about you, John?
I love music.
Yeah,
I'm turning it up.
you turn it up.
I'm
you
okay
turn it
with
up.
that.
You roll your windows down.
Hell yeah.
I'm totally okay with that. Like we're working outside and there's a car with a loud exhaust goes by. I'm like, F that guy. He is so freaking annoying. He just does like, it's not cool. It's not funny. There's nothing about it that's redeeming in any way. Everyone hates you. A guy who's bumping like reggae music or any type of like classic music or like classic rock or something, I'm like, sweet, good for that guy.
Yeah.
He's enjoying life. It's probably maybe the same like level, but it's like one is like a good song and that guy's just like enjoying his life, and the other one is just like my vehicle is loud for the sake of being loud, and it's just to piss people off. And I hate them. I hate them.
Oh man, that's awesome. What about you, Pat?
I bump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I
on my way
listen loud.
here, getting ready for the podcast. Always
Yeah. I listen loud even with the kids in the car.
got to get them in the mood.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
When
'em
I'm
going.
When I'm rolling to school, I'm like, all right, we're going.
Yep,
in.
it's like soccer game. Come on,
Yeah.
let's get ready.
Yep. I know. I made a warm up mix the other day.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
You play it just like on the way to the game or at
Yeah.
the field.
No, just the way to the game.
I've always
Just
wanted.
get your mind right.
I wanted to be that coach that brought like some music to
Like a
practice.
Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is though, like my warm up mix is not the most.
Like Eminem and
Well, it's. Yeah, I think it has Till I Collapse. It's not the most PC, so I can't be
Yeah.
like, all right, here we go, kids. All right, where it's like, I put on for my city. It's like why before this lacrosse game are we bumping Young Jeezy? Like,
that's
Gotta
awesome.
get in the mood.
yeah, you got to get right.
That's so good.
All right, what do you guys got? Actually, this was a topic that was given to me by a guest. What is an underrated condiment? Underrated. Like I don't think you can say ranch or blue cheese because they're not underrated. It has to be one that some people don't care about, or it's not. It's not on the top of everybody's list, but for some reason it speaks to you.
It's kind of got like a cult following at this point, so I don't know that it's underrated anymore, but you just don't see it everywhere. But Chick-fil-A Polynesian sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that one, but I don't think it's underrated.
No.
I've never had it.
What?
Whenever we go,
Underrated.
whenever I get at the store, I
Underrated.
get the
Guess
the
it
other
is
one.
underrated.
I always go, nah.
What do you get?
What are you getting?
Let's get
What
the
is
other
this?
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah, just not the Polynesian.
Yeah, you gotta try the Polynesian.
Polynesian's fire.
It's so good.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah, I'm. It's got like the bacon mentality at this point,
Yeah.
or like Nutella. I don't use many condiments.
I love condiments.
I love condiments.
I feel like everyone that I like is. It's pretty
It's pretty basic.
like sriracha. That's like
That's another cult following type thing.
yeah, but that's like I love that stuff.
Mine's honey mustard. I love honey mustard.
I feel like honey mustard
think
is
it's
pretty
fine.
popular.
I think it's probably the only mustard I am okay with.
I celebrate all mustards. I like them
But
spicy.
it needs to be like a good honey mustard. Like there's like
Even
some
like
honey
yellow
mustard.
mustard, French's mustard,
I was gonna say yellow
Love
mustard.
mustard.
disgusting.
You don't like mustard?
No, hate it. Hate it.
What?
Like yellow mustard, just the look of it.
I used to dip my French fries in mustard.
Oh
It's
my
delicious.
god.
Yeah, a little mustard, ketchup, and mayo.
Mm.
Mix them all up.
Yeah, a nice hot dog with
Mustard.
a nice line of mustard.
No. How do we feel about Tabasco sauce?
Love it.
Mm.
Give me a nice oyster.
I think it kind of sinks.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not in love with that. I'll
It's
eat a
just-
little bit, but it's like
It's not as good as like buffalo sauce.
You got to do the Cholula.
Mm.
It's
the
like
variety.
Cholula.
like,
yeah,
the
it's so,
different types of it.
oh, it's so good. They have like a lime one. Oh, it's so good. But it's like it's a little glass bottle with like a wood top.
yeah, I know exactly. what
So
you're talking about.
good.
Yeah.
Ah.
The honey. I think it's honey garlic.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Want to hear my fun fact about Tabasco?
Yes.
So
Is it gonna ruin Tabasco for us?
Nope.
All right.
So Tabasco is headquarters, I think, in Louisiana, but somewhere down south. And when they were first starting out, they were wholesaling, and they were trying to get onto tables, like restaurant tables and things like that. They were trying to figure out how to market better and market better. So they hired this team of marketers to come in and basically evaluate their brand and figure out why, because the focus groups were going really well. People liked the sauce, but they kind of like plateaued and they couldn't figure out why. And this marketer, they did this whole study and it took them like 3 weeks. And he finally comes back and says, yep, I have an idea for how to sell more for you guys. And he brings them all into the boardroom, all the, owners or majority stakes, and sits them down. And he has a easel next to him. And he goes, this is how you're going to sell more. Undoes the easel, like a curtain over it, and it just says, make the hole bigger. And that's all they did. So the whole of the Tabasco sauce that it came out was like 3 millimeters or something like that. And they just doubled it to like 5 or 6. And they just skyrocketed from there.
That's crazy.
Is that nuts?
Really?
Yeah. So that like people were just putting more on and then enjoying more of it. And then it just kind of like kick-started into like, I got to have this.
The hole's still too small.
The hole's still very small, but imagine like half of the hole of what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
That sounds infuriating.
Yeah.
That has always been my problem with Tabasco. It's
Yeah,
like
you're just sitting there.
going crazy with it.
Yeah.
But it is very potent too.
Yeah, it definitely has like a very different taste to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has a serious kick.
Yeah, like a nice squirt some in your clam chowder.
Yeah.
You ever try that?
No. It's good.
Yeah.
All right, how are we looking on time?
54 minutes.
How you holding up on spit up? Are you getting any spit up, Dan?
Spit up
Yeah.
from the kid?
Yeah. Not from yourself. Is spit up throw up?
No.
Sometimes.
So you've delineated that line. You're good.
It's the noise. I figured it out. It's the noise.
Yeah.
It's the noise.
Oh, okay, I see.
Of like hearing somebody throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus like the spit up where it just like
Hearing someone throw up sounds like it's a person who's gasping for their life, trying to save their lives.
Yeah.
And spit up is just, it's silent. It just happens.
Sometimes. My son's definitely made some noises, like where I'm like,
But would you call that spit up?
Yeah, you might have crossed the line into throw
Yeah.
up. I'm kind of with his thing because the spit up is just kind of like the kid's looking at you and they're just like, then all of a sudden they're like,
Yeah.
so that, all right.
Yeah.
So what
I mean,
about-
just like-
I don't love it. It's not like, oh, this is awesome.
you're
But
not, like you're not licking it up.
no, I haven't looked it up yet. But I'm just kind of like, all right, it's
happened.
whatever. It doesn't really faze me
Yeah,
that
'cause-
much. It's gross.
'cause normally you
I'd
don't even
wash my
feel
hands
it.
right after. But like,
Or normally you don't even hear it. You just
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah, on your shoulder.
On
or
your
something.
yeah, you're just like, wow, something's really warm on my arm.
Yeah, see, I usually don't burp that way. I'm a put on the knee and this, and if it spits up, I usually have a burp cloth between my hand and her, and then the burp cloth like drapes over my hand so that I don't get spit up on my hand too.
Yeah.
So then she just kind of spits up, no big deal. Wipe her mouth, or it kind of dribbles on the. I'm like, I'm clean. Put her away, and I go wash up.
They teach you that at parenting school?
No,
That's
no, I did the shoulder thing and spits up all over me. I'm like, why do people do this?
Yeah.
Because you just don't know until it like seeps through your clothes.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like,
Oh,
I
new
have
shirt.
like a pint of throw up on me.
Yeah.
Is that how you do it too?
Yeah, the on the knee with the
Wow.
hand on the chin.
Yeah.
That's how you do it once you've learned.
Still haven't learned.
No, that's the way you got to do it.
Yeah, it took literally one shoulder spit up. I'm like, why do people do this?
Yeah.
Because you don't know until, and the baby's sitting there like with barf all over their face. Like, this is ridiculous. Why do people do this?
Yeah, we had when with our last baby or something, they were like, "Okay, Dad, you want to like burp her or something like that?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I sat her down on my knee and I put my hand there and I started whacking her back. And the nurse was like, "Clearly, this is your fourth kid." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, she's a newborn, and I'm just like, this is how I do it. Pretty much just hold the chin.
Yep.
Yeah, go at it."
It is a little unnerving because like you feel like you're like about to choke slam them.
Yes.
You're going full Undertaker mode.
Yeah, it's not like the best kind of
Yeah.
look, but
It works.
it's effective.
I think I've been doing it wrong this whole time.
Oh, you definitely
See,
have.
I throw the
Yeah.
towel over my shoulder,
Yeah, you got to put like a
and then I put them
poncho
up,
on.
and then I'm like,
No.
yeah, you're
Sit them,
Yeah,
sit 'em
come
on
on.
the knee. You got to
Wow.
do it clinical. They burp in 2 seconds too. It works so
Yeah.
much better. The worst though, even the worse than the throw up is when you're holding the baby, and all of a sudden you feel on your arm is wet, and then you're like, "Huh, what's
Yeah.
going on?" And then you realize the baby had a blowout, and you have
all the way up the back.
fecal debris on your clothes.
yeah,
And you're
no.
out in public and you're just like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Recently, I went to one of my kids had a preschool, and I forget if it was like a Christmas concert or an Easter concert. And so I'm sitting our, newborn, probably like 5-6 months or something on my knee. And all of a sudden I'm like, my knee's like getting wet. And I pick her up and I look at the back of her and I'm like, this is a white outfit that is green and brown now. and it's all over my jeans. Was supposed to go to work right from there, and I'm literally just covered in diarrhea. And so I'm like,
again.
yeah, again. So I like hand the baby to my wife, and I'm like, I have to go home and change so that I can go to work and get all cleaned up. And then she's left to deal with this baby,
Oh,
that's got all this
jeez.
thing. And we're in the middle of like a concert, so the kids are up front like, and it's Easter, like singing, and we're just like in the back dealing with like Exxon Valdez.
Oh man.
Yeah, that is the worst. The spit up is nothing compared to the
Oh,
blowouts.
the blowouts, especially when you're not home. Like
Yeah.
if you're like just out
Out and about.
Out and about.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yep. Yeah. All right. I'm sure my wife's gonna be listening to this and be like, "Well, he bashed me twice, and then he and then he claimed that he had to deal with a blowout when he's changed literally one diaper."
Yeah, that must have been tough for you.
Oh man.
All right. So
Oh,
love you, honey.
That's so good.
Glad you don't listen. All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in to episode 34 of the Popboyz.
Till you. Wait, what?
What?
Hashtag get guy.
Yeah.
Oh, hashtag get guy.
Hashtag
Yeah.
get guy.
Hashtag get guy, and look forward to seeing you all hopefully pretty soon in the beer garden.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Later.